YouTube. What's good? What's good? What's good? Hey, how you guys doing? This is your girl Nubian Princess. So, as you can see, I am back at home and I am working from home. Now, before I get started, nobody's on here yet, but I'm sure you guys will make your way in. I do want to say make sure you like and subscribe to my channel and my videos. So I realized that yesterday when I was in the car driving and I was trying to tell you guys a story about being discriminated on, it wasn't coming across clear. The signal was terrible. I do apologize, but I was heated and I had to let it out. And I don't have anybody to talk to that's here currently. So what I do is I decided that anytime I am in the mood to release and let go, I will go live. And so today I am in the mood to release and let go. So I figured I'm going to start doing what we call story time. So this is going to be a story about how I try to help and I am basically being taken advantage of. So there's something I've learned about this life. I've been on this earth for almost 40 years. It will be 40 years next month. I'll be 40 next month. So upon being on this earth for 40 years, the first 18 years, I didn't know shit. I didn't know nothing, nada. My mom was teaching me what to do, trying to guide me in the right way, and sometimes I listened, sometimes I didn't. I wasn't like a bad child, but I was very hard-headed and I didn't want to listen. But as time went by, I realized that everything that she was saying to me was the correct thing, and I started doing the right thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with my story. Because my mother kind of struggled when we first came over here to the United States of America, and she had to like work really hard, I realized that there are a lot of people that need help. And I'm somebody that when I see people on the street, I feel really bad and sometimes I want to help. Now, if you have 2 arms and 2 legs and you don't look like you're sick, you don't look like, there's nothing physically wrong with you, I feel like you are capable of going to go get a job. But if you are, let's say, disabled, it makes me a little bit more, kind of like empathetic, and it makes me want to help. So in saying that, I also like to help random people. You never know what it might be. I might come across somebody that says, hey, can you help me do something? And I do it. But it depends on what it is. So one day, I was, I had a car, okay? I had a Honda Civic. And this Honda Civic that I had was an older version or older model. And I wanted to basically upgrade to a newer model. And so in order for me to upgrade, I needed to get rid of the old vehicle that I had. So I decided that I'm going to sell the car. And so I put the car up for sale. I tried using Facebook Marketplace, but they got me blocked. I don't know what's going on with that. They got me blocked on Facebook Marketplace. So I tried to put it on like, next door, next door neighbor, like all these random apps that you can put stuff for sale. So I also live in a neighborhood that is like, really, it's not bad. It's like middle class. And in that middle class neighborhood, you have, a lot of beautiful houses. People walk, people, it's just random people that, you see during the day. It's not like busy like that, but, people will walk by and see the car. So I decided to do it the old school way and buy the for sale sign and put it in the car. And I parked it somewhere down the street, closer to where we have a gas station that's in the neighborhood. And I parked it close to that gas station. And I said, okay, I'm going to leave it here. And somebody is going to call. And literally, you guys, as soon as I left it, like no lies, as soon as I left it there, I started getting calls. Like I parked the car, and as soon as I parked the car, Hey, YMCYBF. What's going on? I feel like we family now. So as soon as I parked the car, I drove off, or I walked back home because it's not far from my house. It's like 2 miles or 1.5 miles. So I walked back home. Actually, it's probably like 1 mile. So as soon as I dropped it off, I walked back home. And so when I was walking back home, I was getting phone calls. People are like, hey, how much is that car? How much is that Honda Civic? And you know, Honda Civic is a good car to have. People are like, how much is that Honda Civic? So I had people that were ready to buy the car. But, you know, to make a long story short, I now came across this lady, right? This African American, or you could call her Black woman. And so this Black woman calls me and she's like, hey, I work right down the street from where the car is, and I saw it and I'm interested in looking at the car. So I told her, I said, I'm gonna come over there so that way you can see it. I get off of work at this time, meet me over there. So I go to the vehicle and I meet her. She's there with her mother. And when I met her with her mother, hold on guys, my dog is making noise. So when I met her with her mother, you know, they were just like, oh, hey, how you doing? You know, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I'm okay. I'm okay. So as we were there looking at the vehicle, when we got done looking at the vehicle, she said, oh my God, I'm really interested in buying the car. And then this is what she said. She was like this. She was like, this is how she looked that day. She was like, I really want to buy the car, but I'm going through a tough time right now, and you know, I'm just trying to get my life back together. And like, she was like so sad, you know, and she gave me this sob story, and I really felt for her. And she was like, and I just really need somebody that's gonna work with me and allow me to make payments. And I'm like, hold up, you want me to allow you to make payments? And I'm like, ugh, I really need the full car payment on this vehicle. So while she was trying to convince me on why she should make, sorry, I gotta take my dog out. While she was trying to convince me on why she should make car payments. Hold on guys, I'll be right back. Okay, guys, sorry about that. Okay, so while she was trying to convince me on her making car payments, I was like, in my head, I'm like, I'm about to travel out of the country, and I really need this money, you know? And I think at the time I was selling the car for like $8,000 or seven. I think it was seven. No, it was 8,000. So I was like, I really need this money, you know? So at the end of the day, sorry. So at the end of the day, I was like, I really need this money, you know? I can't afford to do car payments. So she's like, please help me. And so after going back and forth, even her mother begged me. Her mother was pleading. And so I looked at both of them, and I'm not trying to say, you know, skin color has anything to do with it. Even if it was somebody white, Hispanic, Asian, I still would have helped. The fact that somebody needs help and the fact that somebody is willing to start over in life and do the right thing, I was willing to help. So I looked at two Black people or two African Americans, and I'm like, all right, these women really need help. And as Black women, people don't really look out for us. And then also within our community, we don't look out for each other. So I'm like, I'm willing to help this lady. And I'm willing to take kind of like a loss, but not really a loss, because to me, helping somebody is more important. So I make the decision to help her. So while I'm making the decision to help her, Sorry guys, give me 1 second. I work from home, so I have to do this so that I don't get fired. All right. So while I'm making the decision to help her, I didn't know that the devil has big plans for me. So on around August the 20th, something like that, I said, okay, I'll sell you the car. And then now, mind you, not to put my business out there, I wasn't really done paying the car off. What I did was I took a car loan. And when I took the car loan, I did the car loan in such a way that I'll be making like very small payments because I knew I wasn't going to have that car too long. I knew I was going to upgrade. And so I just wanted to test it out just to see how Hondas, I've never driven a Honda, so I don't know how Hondas drive. So I was doing like my car payment was like, how much was my car payment? At the time, my car payment was like $250 or something like that. And that was not bad. So I told her, I said, okay, if you want to do payments, that same day I asked her, I said, how much can you afford to pay me every month? I asked her, how much? Let's just say her name is Stephanie. I said, Stephanie, how much can you afford to pay me? Stephanie was like, I can pay like $450. I said, are you sure? In my head, I'm like, $450. I'm like, okay, that's almost double what it is that I'm paying for this car payment. So I can go ahead and basically, put it towards the car and pay the car off, quicker. So I accepted to take the $450 from her every month. I made arrangements. I gave her the vehicle. Now, let me tell you the biggest mistake that I made, you guys. The biggest mistake I made in life. Let me just tell you what it was. Because I saw this lady and her mother, and because they gave me this sob story, I really thought that they were honest individuals. And so because I was in a hurry to travel out of the country, I gave her my title for the vehicle because she had to get the car registered in her name. I gave her the title and I told her, and I went to the DMV. We both went to the DMV together, to the tax office. And they showed us the form that we needed to fill out. And the form is for like, you have a car owner, kind of like if you go to a dealership, you have the dealer in the ownership part, and then you have the lender in the lender part. So the DMV gave us the document and said, hey, fill this out and then bring this back. So that way it will show me as the lien holder. So I'm the dealership, I'm the lien holder, and she is the registered owner. So I gave her those forms. I gave her the title. I gave her the car and everything. Trusted her to get it changed over to her name, but to still have me as the lien holder. So that way she knows that I still own the vehicle and she's going to pay it until she's done paying it. She was supposed to pay it for about 14 months until she's done paying it. And then on top of that, I gave her an extra discount. So instead of selling the car for $8,000, I sold it for $7,000. Right? So I'm not making any money from this. So at the end of the day, this girl, let me tell you what she did. When I went out of country, she was supposed to register the car within 30 days. She didn't register the car within 30 days. She took her time. I kept texting her, Stephanie, have you registered the car yet? Stephanie, you're running toll tags and they're coming back to me because the license plate is still attached to me. Stephanie, you owe me money for the toll tags. Stephanie, your car payment is late. Stephanie, where is the car payment? This girl made my life a living hell. This is what I get for trying to help somebody. She started off making the payments. The first 2-3 months, we were good. After that, she started having excuses. Then she started bad-mouthing me and being disrespectful by text message, telling me that she has other bills to pay, that I need to relax, that, I don't go out of my way to befriend her, that this is obviously a business relationship, that all I do is just hit her up whenever I want the money. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, did we do a friendship contract that I don't know about? Because this is supposed to be a business contract. So in her head, I guess she wanted us to be friends. No, I didn't come here to be friends with you. I came here to do business. Like I sold you a car that I would have sold and got the full amount and got the car off my hands. But because you gave me a sob story about needing help and how your life has been a disaster, I decided to help you out. But she took my kindness for weakness. And then on top of that, Let me tell you what she did. When she finally registered the car about 4 months after I went out of the country, so she's already more than 30 days overdue. So she went over. When she finally registered the car, I was like, okay, thank you for finally registering the car. Then later on, at some point, she stopped paying me. For about 3 months, she stopped paying me. 2.5, 3 months, she stopped paying me. Luckily, it was towards the time that I was due to come back to the United States. So I told her, Stephanie, I need my money. Stephanie, if you don't pay me for the car, I have to get the car back. I'm going to repossess the car. Now, if this was a regular car dealership, you guys already know that if you don't make your car payment, they will find your vehicle and tow it. You'll be in the middle of Walmart and come out with no vehicle. So I guess this girl saw me, right? She saw me. She saw me the way I am. You know, I'm not too tall. I'm like, 5'4", whatever. I'm thick, in the right place. So I guess she saw me and, she's taller. She's like 5'8". I guess she felt like, oh, I can punk her, I can rip her off. But what she doesn't know is whatever mental issues that she has, I have them times 10. So I was being calm because at the time, my partner was telling me, he was like, hey, don't go off on her because if you go off on her, she's not going to pay you your money. So he was telling me to relax and not go off on her. So I was trying to be so-called respectful. I was trying to be respectful, right, to her in the text message because I knew I was coming back to the United States. So when I came back to the United States, I now said, hey, Stephanie, where is my money? Stephanie, I called her like almost 100 times, you guys. I called this girl. I called her. She would pick up the phone. She would hear my voice and she would hang up. The last time I called her, she said, look, do not call my phone. If you want to communicate with me, you need to text me since you accused me of being disrespectful to you. And then she hung up on me. I looked at the phone like, this motherfucker got the wrong person. I was like, okay, cool, no problem. Now, what I've learned over here is because you are Black, people expect you to be crazy, violent, aggressive, whatever you want to call it. I can be all that, but I'm not going to do that. So what I did was I decided to do it the legal way. Plus, I can't be fighting right now. So what I decided to do was I decided to do it the legal way. I have an aunt that's a lawyer. I called her. She gave me advice. I said, okay. I went to go file my so-called lawsuit with the vehicle. They said if it's less than $10,000, this is what you're going to do. I filed it. And then right before I was going to get it served to her, right before I was going to get the document served to her, I was trying to find somebody to help me pick up the vehicle. So back in the days, I used to have a lot of homeboys, but as of now, I don't have any homeboys like that. So I started thinking like, who can I call to help me? Everybody that I called to try to help me, nobody wanted to help me. So I found out that in this life, people that claim that they're your friends, they're not really your friends. So I was trying to get help. I was trying to get somebody to go with me to go repossess the vehicle. Because if I drive to the location, I need somebody to drive my car back while I drive the car that she has. So everybody that I called, nobody wanted to help me. So I just kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what? F it. I'm just going to go. I just said, fuck it. I'm just going to go. So it was like, I know what time she works. I know what time she gets there. I know what time she gets off of work. I know her schedule. Like, I know my sleep schedule. I know her schedule. So after basically planning my escape and planning my repossession of the vehicle, I woke up one day, like I just got tired. I just got fed up. I got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm not going to be taken advantage of. Like, this is not right. Like, this is not, like, it's different if I'm like a whole business or a whole company, but I am a female that was trying to help another female that gave me a sob story, and she wants to take advantage of the situation. I'm like, no. And she thinks that she can punk me. No, you got the wrong person. So I got up one morning, got dressed, took an Uber, went to her location, walked across the street, went in from the driver's side casually, acted like it was my vehicle. And I have a spare key. turned on the vehicle, and drove it off. Now, this idiot realizes, this is around 7 a.m. This idiot realizes around 10 a.m. that her vehicle is missing. By then, I've already called the police and let the police know that if somebody calls in about this vehicle, it's not missing. It has been repoed and given back to me as the rightful owner. And then, oh, I forgot to tell you guys. What she did with the title was, when I messed up and gave her that title, trusting that she would get the title moved over in such a way that I am the lien holder and she's the registered owner, she changed the title from my name to her name. She basically removed me from the equation. So as of today, if you look up that license plate and that title, it will say Stephanie is the owner and Nubian Princess is not even anywhere on the paperwork. She took me all the way out of the paperwork. And then what she did on top of that was, instead of registering the car in her name as the so-called primary owner, she went to go take a car loan with a car loan company and then put them as the primary owner. In fact, you know what? I need to call them after this live. She now put them as the primary owner and then put herself as the registered owner. Do you see what she did? Let me repeat that. She put the car loan company as the primary owner, removed me from the equation, like I never existed. Like I just fell out of the sky. Like I don't know anything. And then put herself in there as the owner of the car. So I'm like, this girl is an evil, scamming, manipulative, ungrateful human being. I was so pissed. I was so pissed. If this was back when I was 25 years old, oh, we would have been going, me and her would have been going like face to face. But I'm like, nah, I'm not doing that. So I did it the legal way. And I went to go so-called file the lawsuit. And now we're going to go to court. And then I'm going to get my car basically turned back over to me because she has violated the contract. The contract says you cannot change the title of the name over to your name until you're done paying. So that vehicle is going to come back to me. And then I'm going to sell the vehicle and get my full price. I'm not going to sell it for $7K. I'm not going to sell it for $6K. I'm going to sell it for $8K, $8,000. So if you're looking for an $8,000 Honda Civic, you can hit me up because I'm not doing payments with nobody anymore. I've learned my lesson. And this almost made me not want to help anybody else in the future. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do that. You know, not everybody is bad, but this little girl right here, this thing that thought that she could take advantage of me. You know what? At some point she was telling me, I'm by myself. I have nobody to help me. And you have somebody to help you. I'm like, do you know what I go through daily? Do you know what it takes for me to pay my bills every day? Do you know what I've been through in this life? Do you know the kind of hard work that I've put in for you to just come and just take my vehicle for no reason? Are you mad? Are you crazy? Is something wrong with you? You know, it'd be different if she was begging me like, oh, please help me. But she was talking to me like who are you to like being disrespectful. I'm like, first of all, I'm older than you. Second of all, I don't know who you're talking to like that. So it's okay. We got to see each other in court. She called my phone talking about, I want my car back. You know, she called the police. Police was like, yeah, Stephanie's asking for her car back. I'm like, I told the police, I said, tell Stephanie that she's not going to get her car back. And technically, it's not her car. It is my car. She forged my signature on the title and told the title office that I sold her the vehicle and she's paid it off. And that was a lie. She forged documents. So let's see what's going to happen in court. So I just wanted to tell that story because I think that it's messed up that you, out of the kindness of your heart, want to help somebody and they take advantage of you. Why? Why is that? So at the end of this day, Stephanie can kick rocks. Stephanie can kiss my behind. Stephanie will never, and I hope that this teaches her a lesson, she will never try this with somebody else again. You have the audacity to come and beg me for a vehicle, and then you have the audacity to be disrespectful and then decide that you don't want to pay me anymore for the car. You want to get a car for free. I have to pay for all the vehicles I've ever had in life. Starting from the age of 16 or 15, I had a vehicle. I paid for all my vehicles. My mother didn't pay for nothing. I paid for it. I did. And you telling me that you want somebody else to give you a car for free. And you a whole 34 years old. So anyways, that was really irritating. Yeah, YMC, YBF, that was really irritating. So From this point on, I'm going to be nice to you. I'm going to greet people when I see you. But do you see doing favors for people? I'm not going to do favors for people because I've learned that people are very selfish. People are very, very selfish. So be careful, you guys. Be careful when you decide you want to help somebody. If you're selling something that requires a contract, make sure you do a contract. Make sure you go get it notarized, because that was the one thing that covered me. My aunt told me that that was the one thing that covered me. My aunt that's a lawyer, she said that contract covers me, so nothing can really happen to me because I have that contract. So make sure you have a contract. Make sure you have it notarized. Make sure you have evidence as far as, you know, the text messages, because I have text messages where I told her, no, don't get that vehicle signed over to you until you're done paying for it. Yeah, YMCYBF, yes. When you help somebody, they don't know what to do. Like, they just take advantage of you. You know, stop taking advantage of people. There's a lot of kind people in this world. Somebody helped my mother, and somebody helped me too when I was, you know, struggling. So it's okay to help people, but make sure you do it and protect yourself. That's all I'm going to say. So thank you guys for watching. That is the end of my story time. I will come back and let you guys know what happens with the court case. I will come back and let you guys know what the judge says. And I hope the judge does not order me to give that car back, because I'm not giving that car back. We all going to jail. I'm not doing it. I worked too hard for her to just come and take my vehicle. So the next time that she wants to forge somebody's signature, she's going to think twice. And if she thinks she got mental issues, I got mental issues. So we can both be in the courthouse acting like a hot mess. Cuckoo birds. Both of us. We both cuckoo. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Love you guys. Bye. I'll see you later. I got to go. I got to go. So I don't want to have an attorney because this is civil court. So I don't really want to have an attorney. But if I need one, my aunts will definitely step in for me. So in fact, she wants to buy the vehicle. She wants to buy the vehicle for her son. So if I need an attorney, I'll get her. But this is civil court. So anything less than 10,000 is like typically civil court. But thank you, YMC, YBEF. Thank you so much for tuning in. You're always a good supporter, and I love you. And for everybody else that popped in and watched, thank you guys. And stay tuned, because I definitely have a lot of stories. I have another story I want to tell you guys, but I'm going to save that one for later. And I'll see you next time. Bye.